Good morning, friend. I am Neeraj Kumar Dinkar. Today we will discuss about the National Fire Protection 17E, which is related to electricals, electricals fire protection at the workplace and any industry. So you know that electricals hazards is a major hazards and very high risky activity when we are using the energized electrical equipments, because that is a very more comfortable if we are using electrical. Suppose that if you are using electrical, then you on the button and your entire room may be cooling for if you are using AC. So if more comfortable, then there is a more risky and more hazardous activity, more risk in that particular activity when we are if even we are talking about the anything. Suppose that if you are going to traveling on flight and you are going to traveling on trains, so risk will be increased. Where more comfortable, more time saving, there may be chance, a risk may be increased. So as a electrical hazard, that is a very highly risky at the workplace, in your organizations and any industry constructions area when we are using electricals equipments and energized electricals. Because of that one of the second accidents ratio in our India for the electrical shock. First is the workers fall from height, people stuck in the some people's fall from height and materials fall on the human body. That is a one first of the incidents. Ratio is very high, and second is the electricals. So imagine this electricals shock and electricals related the fatal accidents in our India very high. So we will have to take safety measures as per the your boundary of work. So now we will talk about the National Fire Protection 17E electricals. So there are a two identify hazard. Two types of hazard is a big hazards in the electrical shock. Electricals when we are using electricals. First is the electrical shock, and second is the electrical arc. Arc plus. So there is two divisions. If you are talking about the electrical plus, so that is if people should not contact the arc plus, that is not maybe harmful the peoples, because of electricals. Arc plus is a very high amounts of currents created around 35 35 Fahrenheit. If you can within seconds, if you can imagine, and if you are calculating the sun's light into 3, multiply the 3, that is that amounts create within seconds. So we can imagine that how much amounts of electrical flux that may be a chance of, if anyone's contact the arc flux, that may be 100% fatality may be happen. Because of that, creating a very high plus at the if in case of any short circuit, any things faulty in the currents and equipments. So we have to who care, we have to identify the types of risk, and we have to take safety measures for the arc plus. Another, so we will discuss about the electrical shock. there is two divisions. First is electrical arc flash, and second is electrical shock. Electrical shock is a very different if people's contact and directly contact with the energized equipment, energized electrical cable and electrical electrical lines, that may be immediate acts immediate current pass through the our body, and that may be chance of electrical shock, that may be chance of injury, that may be chance of some muscular span, that may be chance if that is depend on exposure frequency, and that is depend on the severity and probability. If three parameters are high, that may be chance of fatality 100%. So we have to take care, we have to go how to safety measures, we have to how to protect our equipment, how to protect our people, so that is identified in the NFPA 17E. So that is a one of the first clear that by the National Fire Protection E. Now we will discuss about the about the process of work. There is also care about the how it proceed to electrical work. Suppose that if you know, if you are discuss, if you are talk about the general rules. So in case of you are identify, first is a risk assessment, and if you are going to any work in your premises and industry and any area hazardous area, then first come under your minds, we have to prepare, so we will have to prepare work method statements, SOP, and risk assessment. Risk assessment is a very fantastic tools to be control the hazards and control the risk at the workplace. If we are properly identify the hazards, so that is a one of the most things we have to take care before you start the any energized work with the any energized electrical equipment, even the DG, even the electrical cable and anything. Then you have to proceed and you have to prepare one SOP and work method, how to you are going to who start the work, what is the your step of work, what safety measures you have taken, and next we have identified the risk in your process, in your work method of work. There is how much how many types of hazards coming, and how many types of hazards you have identified, and controls measures you have identified, what are the controls measures in place you are going to you will taken, and you have to taken, and then prepare the SOP and inspection checklist. That is one of the most things which is discussed in the NFPA 17. And next we have discuss and next point are highlighted in the NFPA qualifications of people. So right people to right job. If you going to work with the electricals, then that is a very important thing to provide the deploy the qualified and competent and experienced persons for which are very knowledgeable, and which are very those peoples are very experience related the electric only for deploy, and they have to conduct weekly basis and job specific training regarding the project base. Suppose that people come in your workplace, then they are very qualified, but they are not familiar with your organization, they are not familiar with your project, what are the hazard, what are the, so you have to consider, you have to take safety trainings and proper safety systems, and what are the your emergency preparedness response, what are the everything, so you have to prepare, you have to brief safety awareness given, and accordingly the your risk assessment, and accordingly work method statements, according to your company process. So qualified people is very important. Next, right people to right job, and next we will discuss about the admission. Next we will discuss about the barrier. You know that there is very in NFPA 17 emphasize on two types of barriers is required for the electrical energized electrical room and electrical area. First is their restricted approach and limited approach. Two approach is very important: restricted and limited approach. Because of that there is something, if you are working, there is a high voltage of high current voltage, a high voltage of current, and low voltage. So if suppose that if you are working in high voltage, then there should be restricted, that area should be restricted, that area should be enclosed with the door, if possible to lock. So that call of restricted. One is the limited approach. Because of limited peoples can visit, limited peoples can go to visit, and they can check the entire safety measures. Only for authorized persons there should be a display safety poster, safety boards, contact numbers, emergency contact number. So two types of barriers must be in place in your organization and anywhere: limited and limited and restricted barriers. Next we will discuss about a that is a electrical area. Now we will discuss about the flush protections. If you have observed, there is a flush point will be high, because of there may be chance of any equipments failures, then flush is a high. So that should be also go restricted. Suppose that high energy, high voltage age supply, there is must be away from people's, away from the 20 feet. So because of arc, if high voltage, there arc plus maybe is 35 is Fahrenheit. So you have to away 20 feet, must be barricades, must be display the safety signage. Only for unauthorized people can be go with the proper speed. So that is a one. And low voltage we can, and limited approach we can maintain the distance 1-2 inch. That is a very uh, enough. And next we have discussed about the instrument, the people's process already we have discussed, and now we will discuss the equipments. Well, equipment must be calibrated, equipment must be proper designed as per the electrical norms, and electricals related the equipment must you have to prepare the schedule, and on schedule you have to conduct the maintenance by the qualified people. Now we will discuss about the last administrative control. That is a very important thing. Equipment must be proper display safety signages, work permit system, inspection checklist, proper warning signage, proper display the do don'ts near the electricals, SLD. What are the mandatory you have to display, and how to controls, then inspection checklist, trainings and awareness, some disciplinary actions. Suppose that people are continually violating the safety norms, then you have to take the disciplinary action. So that should be in place. And there is basic things which are highlighted in the NFPA 17E for electrical hazards and electrical safety fire protections in this regards. So guys, that is a basic things you have to. I hope all we are aware about the electrical hazards and electrical fire protection. Thanks.